I'm an only child to an amazing mother who unfortunately grew up with bipolar disorder, and she did everything that she could for me. I was kind of like her world, and she did an amazing job, and to this day my mom is my hero. So my mom was in and out of mental hospitals, and so she would get really sick, and all of a sudden I'd be watching cartoons and she would just beat me up. So things would get heated, she would get violent, and the neighbors would call the police. And before I know it, I'm in handcuffs, my mom's in handcuffs, and she's off to a mental hospital, and I'm off to a foster home. So this happened throughout my childhood till I was about 16 years old. So at the age of 7, my mom had a boyfriend, and she decided she wanted to go to Puerto Rico on a family vacation. And she didn't take enough medication. And so we were in Puerto Rico, and all of a sudden my mom got sick, and she decided to drive with me in the car, and we ended up hitting a tree and like flipping our car upside down, and we ended up walking for 3 days. My dad ended up finding out about this, and he had left when I was 2 years old. So my dad came and kidnapped me and took me away from my mom. I didn't know him, and he took me for a year. And so when I finally came back to be with my mom, I remember I forgot English. I didn't know how to speak English. And I was back with my mom, and then all the way again back into foster homes. In the foster care system, there was a lot of like sexual abuse. I had to deal with all of that stuff. At 16 years old, I remember saying to my mom that like I wasn't going to go into another foster home again, and that I was over it. And at 17, I ended up joining the Army. My high school sweetheart, Gio, and I were together since we were 16. And when I finished my boot camp experience, he had joined the Marine Corps, and we both kind of secretly were moving to California. So I was from Boston, moving to California. Because of the war and everything that was going on, he ended up going to Iraq for about a year. We ended up getting married and not telling anyone that we got married. And while he was away, I did massive odd jobs and trying to figure out who I was in California. And then I decided when he came back that we would move to Florida so he could go to school. So I joined the Army full time, started going to hair school. I think it was a Saturday night, someone asked us to go out. And so we drove there, we got super drunk. We were going 180 miles per hour, and we ended up smashing into a ditch, and I ended up breaking my back. I was in the hospital for like 25 days, had to learn how to walk again. And I think when that happened, I really saw that I wasn't living my life. I said to myself when I came out of there that I was going to go for what I wanted, and I secretly wanted to be an actress, and so I started modeling. It was interesting because I was in the Army full time, then at night I was in hair school, and then on the weekends I was like doing bikini modeling and music videos with like Pitbull and Spanish reggaeton artists. And then the following year, unfortunately, my husband was drinking and driving again, and when I woke up in the morning, he wasn't home, he wasn't there. And I remember going home and seeing that the hospital had rang, and when I walked in, I had a nurse and a doctor came out and said, "I'm so sorry, he didn't make it." It was really hard after that, and so I think for me, I tried to like delete that happened and try to pretend that didn't happen. Long story short, I got into a bunch of bad relationships, drank way more alcohol than what I should have. I met someone in Las Vegas at a hair conference, and he was from Australia. And I ended up going, yeah, this guy's cool, I like him, he's different, this is awesome. And I ran away from America and moved to Australia. That relationship wasn't good. I got into another relationship that wasn't good. And so I finally met my husband, who was my personal trainer. And he was my friend, and he said to me, there's somebody that I know, and she does this work, and she was a life coach. And so a series of literally a full year of working with her, I don't know, I spent like $50,000 working on myself, self-developing, reading books, going to seminars, life coaching, business coaching. I was able to really heal my life and heal my story. And then I got so excited about the power of this that I decided that I wanted to do this as well. And we started running workshops for women. I was a stylist when I moved to Melbourne, and that was great, except I realized that no matter what we have on, no matter how much makeup you have, or your fucking nails are painted or not, doesn't matter. Although styling was important in how we dress and look, I was going to scrap the styling and just work on inner confidence, the inner wardrobe, and how we feel about ourselves. I can proudly say that I'm a confidence coach. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful kids. I'm married to the most amazing, conscious, sexy ass man in the world. After having our kids, we had a cesarean, we had a miscarriage, and then my third pregnancy was my second baby, Nava, and we had a home birth. It was calm and beautiful and amazing, and it really just showed me that, you know, the contrast of life and how you can have one thing and you can have another thing, and, you know, it just depends on what you're making it all mean. And the message is just be who the fuck you are, you know, heal your shit. You have a unique narrative, and, you know, reclaim who you are and your confidence and stand in your fully expressed selves. So that's the main message, and I'm honored to be here to be able to share that with you.